I know it's been like a couple of weeks.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Even days. But I'm back, and I promise. Well, no, let me not promise, but I'm going to try my best to be more consistent. Anyways, aside from my little 2 to 3 week break, today we're going to be reading some Am I the A-hole Reddits. I've already done a video like this. It was my very first video actually, but we're gonna do it again because why not? If you've never seen it before, it's basically like a subreddit where you post like situations or events where you weren't sure whether or not you were the a-hole, and you ask strangers online and they give you the answer, or more so an opinion rather than an answer actually. So I got my handy dandy Mackie and we're gonna see whether these people were a-holes or not. Someone at work stole my chair, so I had them arrested. I got a new job in sales, working for a company that sells access control systems, CCTV systems, etc. The chair in my cubicle was uncomfortable AF, so by day 3, I brought in my own Herman Miller Aeron chair. Wait, let me look this up. Oh wow, that's expensive. Okay, like geez, $649, $539, $499, $1,091.
What?
On day 4, it was missing. I looked around and another sales rep was sitting in it. I asked for it back, but he basically told me to F off. I went and spoke to the owner of the company. He told me that chairs aren't reserved. They're first come, first served. I explained that I own the chair and it cost me $1,800. He told me that I need to come in earlier if I want that chair. What do you mean? Like, they bought it. The next day, the same guy was sitting in it when I got to the office. I told him to give it back or I was going to call the cops. He refused. So I called the cops. It was quite the scene, but in the end he admitted that he took my $1,800 chair. I was prepared. I had the receipt which showed the serial number. Yes, Aeron chairs have serial numbers. They asked me if I wanted to press charges. My new boss said I would be terminated if I had arrested him, so I said, absolutely, I want to press charges. Bro does not care about being terminated. My new boss fired me on the spot, so I carried my chair out with me as I was leaving. And yes, the cops arrested the dude who took my chair. He admitted to it. Well, I mean, considering you had receipts and everything with the serial number and all of that, I don't think there was much he could have done anyway, even if he didn't admit to it. But I mean, like, sure. The dude who took my chair had been in the industry for about 15 years, but he's going to lose his security license, which meant he won't be able to work in the industry. He's going to lose his job. I don't give a shit. He shouldn't have stolen my chair. Am I the a-hole for making this dude lose his job? I mean, okay, you go into work. The chairs are uncomfortable. You decide to buy your own chair. Your chair gets stolen. You ask for the chair back. He tells you to F off. But this said chair is a chair that you bought with your own money. And not just your own money, it costed you $1,800. So not only for him, but also your boss to look you dead in the eye and go, oh, these chairs aren't reserved. Like, if you want that chair, you gotta get here faster in order to get it. It's my chair, and I spent my money on it. I initially read the title of this thinking that this would be like one of the like default chairs, and like, I don't know, maybe like someone somehow lost theirs or theirs broke and they just stole yours and you were pressed about it. And I was low-key gonna be like, yeah, that is a little a-hole-y for you to have them arrested for that. But no, this is a chair that you bought with your own money and it costed you $1,800. Okay, the obvious answer is no, you're definitely not the a-hole, but it is baffling to me that that guy would do something like that and it costed him his whole security license. How unfortunate for you. I know he won't be stealing any more chairs. Boyfriend mad at me because he opened up relationship and got no dates. Am I the a-hole for how I responded? Me and my boyfriend, both 37, have been dating for just over 3 years. Prior to this, I was single for 8 years. Overall, it's been a healthy relationship. We are both independent in our jobs, living situations, etc. I do love spending time with him. I don't really have any complaints. However, something that startled me was back about 6 months ago. Him saying that he wanted to open the relationship up, meaning going on dates and sleeping with other women. I've never been in a dynamic like this, so naturally I had a lot of questions. He told me that I could also go on dates and sleep with other men. I honestly was a little skeptical at first, but after doing some research and having time to think, I agreed. That was your first mistake. He had told me that if at any point I wasn't comfortable, we could stop and close the relationship up again. One of the rules was we don't discuss with each other what we're doing or who we're going on dates with, etc. I signed up to a dating app. Within a few days, I had 500 plus likes and it's been pretty steady since. So I started matching with people, texting and arranging dates. On average, I go on about 1 or 2 dates a month. There are also some people in similar dynamics of open relationships that I am going on dates with and sleeping with regularly. I quite like the fact that everything is non-committal. So even though I was skeptical at first, I am enjoying the open relationship. As decided from before, I hadn't told my boyfriend about any of this. I was at my boyfriend's house the other day and my phone was on the kitchen counter. He saw my notifications and proceeds to go through my phone and read my messages, including going through the dating app and whatnot. To say he was angry was an understatement. Why? Isn't this what you like agreed to? Like this was your idea. Turns out he opened the relationship up to take out on a date a younger colleague at his workplace who misread his idea of a date as just a work lunch. He then openly told me that he wanted to see if it would work with her so he could ultimately leave me for her. However, she didn't want him, and it seems like no one else did either. In the last 6 months, he's had a few rough dates, but no one additional to sleep with. I feel somewhat embarrassed for him. He demanded we instantly close the relationship up, and I told him we should just end things or at least take a break. He was outraged and called me names, but he was the one who wanted this dynamic, so what's the problem? I left, and as I walked home, I was contemplating fully breaking it off with him. He's been blowing my phone up, and I'm not quite sure what to say. Am I the a-hole? Okay, he wanted an open relationship, and when he didn't get the outcome that he wanted to close the relationship.
Oh. All right.
And let's not slip past the fact that he said that he initially wanted to do this for a completely different reason. Like basically he admitted to saying like, I wanted to cheat on you, but I wanted to do it in like a little sneaky way. But it didn't work out for him, so he wanted to close the relationship again. Oh no, that's a little weird to me. But no, I don't think you're the a-hole. And as for how you should respond, I honestly think you should just break up with him. Because after you said that y'all should just break up or at least take a break, he was really upset and called you names for that. Like, I'm sorry this didn't quite work out in your favor, sir, but let's not do that. Okay, again, not the a-hole. And I hope you managed to find somebody better. Am I the a-hole for not moving my car and disrupting an autistic student's ritual? I, 48 female, have a daughter, 15 female, who just had knee surgery. When she returned to school, she was in a full leg brace and using crutches. On her first day back to school, I got to the parking lot early to get a spot in the pickup zone because I knew she was in pain and also would need assistance getting in and out of the car. I was there a couple of minutes when someone knocked on my window. I opened it and the mom said, I need you to move your car. I asked why, and she explained that she always parks in that spot because her autistic son has a ritual with the fire hydrant. A ritual with the fire hydrant. That's a new one for me. And that's the only place he will go to be picked up. I responded that I would not move and explained to her my situation. She then repeatedly insisted that I had to move, and when I continued to refuse, she said she would report me. I noticed as I was trying to redirect him, and I do work with autistic adults, so I have some techniques of my own, that the mom was standing some distance back with the special ed teachers just watching. It felt like they were waiting for me to make some sort of egregious error. I did redirect him with the help of another kid who seemed to know him, and I got my daughter into the car. She was in tears from the pain and we left. Aww. The next day, I was not there quite so early, so I did not get that same spot. But the special ed teacher made a point of coming over and explaining to me how my lack of kindness had fully disrupted the young man's ritual and caused him to try to elope at school that day. So should I have just moved my car? Honestly, if I'm being real here, I don't think either of you are the a-hole, and hear me out. I'm not really that educated on autism or autistic kids or adults or anything like that, but I do know they can be difficult to deal with, so I can kind of see the mom's perspective here as well, because she probably just wants to make sure her son isn't upset, because I'm sure he could be a little extra difficult if he doesn't get what he wants. But then again, could we have not just parked somewhere maybe next to where you normally park, because it can't be that far from the fire hydrant? But at the end of the day, it's honestly just a parking space, so I do see where you're also coming from as well, but I can see why the mom is kind of upset too. And as for that special ed teacher, I don't think that was you not being kind. I think it was just you seeing it more so as I said, literally just a parking spot. But that is my final verdict. Nobody's the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for being disappointed about how my birthday turned out? I'm a 35-year-old male with multiple issues that lives with his mother who also has issues. Yesterday was my birthday. My mom and I had made plans. Haircut, home-cooked meal of my choice, and a movie. And then I get my presents. So mom was feeling tired and I told her don't worry about the haircut. Hair's not going anywhere and neither is the barber. She goes goes and lays down at 1 p.m. and wakes up around 5:30. Says it's too late for her to go to the grocery store and is ordering takeout instead. This is what annoys me, as I've been looking forward to that dinner. The grocery store closes at 11 p.m. It's about a 15-minute drive and the weather was fine. No snow, rain, or ice. I can't drive or else I would have gone myself. So I decided to say, while we're at it, let's just skip the movie too. Then I opened the present. She got me these little, as she calls them, cute Star Wars toys. I didn't like them. I like Star Wars, but not these things. It feels like despite knowing me my entire life, she barely knows me despite the fact that I'm always open with her. So fed up, I just call it a day and go to bed, hoping for the day to be devoid of any more disappointment. My friend who lives with me says I'm being selfish and immature. I feel like I'm allowed to express disappointment at everything I had been looking forward to being a bust. The kicker is, if nothing had been planned and we had just treated it like any other day, I would have been fine with that. But because plans were made and plans were canceled, I feel like I'm entitled to be disappointed and annoyed about the situation. So am I the a-hole? I get it. It can definitely be a bummer when plans are made, especially for your birthday. Like, you're pumped, you've been looking forward to this like all week. I definitely get it, but your mom still went out of her way to get you these gifts and still order takeout. She may not have made food, but she still ordered food, which shows she at least wanted to put like forward some kind of effort. I definitely agree with the friend saying that you were being selfish and immature, because you definitely were. Autism aside, it really doesn't matter. You're a 35-year-old man and your mom really does deserve an apology. But I do see that there's an update here. You are all right. I was selfish. I see that now. She does so much for me every day and I let one day get the better of me. I've already apologized to her, thank God. Thanked her for how much she does and told her in the future, no more birthday plans. No dinners, no gifts, no nothing. Just another day. I think she appreciated it. Obviously, yes, you're the a-hole, but I'm glad that you took accountability and listened to the people in the comments. Oh my god, that was so much. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these, which I'm like 99% sure that I was probably wrong about all of them, but I don't know. It's really just my opinion. Anywho, I hope you all have a very blessed and wonderful rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.